Sam is asking. Sam, we have two Sams now. Sam that is here with Eva. But it's not any expression of the avatar and identity. Thank you. That's a great question. No, is the short answer. There is a duck that I'm always talking about. It looks like a duck, and it quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck. It must be a duck, right? Expression of consciousness, personality, freed from bondage, is not identity. The duck that quacks and talks and walks like a duck doesn't think I am a duck. And if you don't confirm to me that I'm a duck, then you're gonna get in trouble with me. Or I'm gonna be very disappointed or offended by not being confirmed to be a duck. That is exactly the point, Sam. Or classical question, but I need to be a mother, or I need to be, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to run a business. If I give up my individuality, if I give up my identity as a separate self, how can I run a business? How can I be a mother? How can I be anything? That's the psypop of the ego. It has convinced us so deeply that it's needed for us to do anything, to act as a human being. That's exactly the point. No. Free from the filter of a me, a thought-based entity, separate me, initiating my actions. Consciousness is freed from that middle man, middle woman to express itself as it wishes to. And just because possibly the old habit of needing thought to initiate or do anything is still active or happening in my avatar, pretending that it's essentially needed for me to function, to do anything, doesn't mean that it has to be that way. And being open to that possibility that it's not needed, surrendering that belief, that very convincing belief and those very convincing feelings that come with it. Surrendering this belief, in other words, allowing and welcoming those beliefs in understanding, in consciousness, to appear without jumping on them, allows a new way of expression of my avatar. And we all know those. It just has convinced us that we don't. All of us have moments of happiness, of free expression where we don't even know that we are happy. We haven't initiated an action to become happy. We haven't initiated an action to do. We just find ourselves in this great contentment. And then maybe as an afterthought, the commentator comes in, the clown comes on stage and takes the applause of the artist there was prior on stage. The artist was consciousness. It was expressing itself freely, being happy, making whatever. And then the clown comes and says, oh, it was me. Did you see? I did so good, or I did so terrible. And there's my identity. And pop, consciousness with name and form remishmashed. All we need is to see how it's happening. That actually all of us very well know how we can live and express through consciousness, that the avatar expresses itself directly from consciousness without initiating thought. We just have to catch maybe this afterthought, this clown coming in and seeing through and knowing, yeah. It's like watching the game and believing that the commenting of the game is the game. We won't see the goal if we just listen to the commentator. We have to see for ourselves, which is consciousness. So this huge psy-pop is like what I call sometimes mental reality. It's a copy of what is actually really happening. It just seems, Sam, that this apparent entity is initiating and doing anything, but in reality, it's always actually consciousness that is in charge. Always consciousness, which is in the driver's seat. And as a kid, we know that very well. When I'm like a 3-year-old or 4-year-old, and maybe someone asks, what you want to do in life, what you want to become, before all this conditioning of society and the parents came in, maybe it's like, oh, I will be a ballerina or whatever. Because there is this knowing that I am consciousness, and it's not so loaded with conditioned belief. And I know I could become a ballerina. And then maybe when I'm 12, I already have forgotten that I wanted to be a ballerina, because I've been told that I have to make my living and la la la. I went already through the conditioned belief system. So to make it very clear, exactly not. Identity is not personality. Identity is not expression of humanity. Identity is the attachment of consciousness to the need to be and express itself in a certain way. And that expression, in the very most cases, is a conditioned expression, an expression that was inherited or mixed in within my free expression of consciousness through society and through ignorance. And then this identity may look like personality, like this quaking, walking duck. But if it's freed and extracted again from this identification, and it's free to express itself again, it will still quack like a duck, but it will maybe quack louder, it will maybe quack quieter, it will maybe shake its tail even freer, because it's just a happy duck. Personality normally even becomes more expressed when it's freed from its bondage. And if we want to recognize if it's identity or free expression personality, we just have to look in life how that person reacts, or we can look for ourselves if it's personality or identity, how we, as I said today, react to circumstances where we don't get what we want, where we don't get confirmed in what we think, what we need for ourselves. If it's a heavy load of I am this and that, and I need the confirmation for that, otherwise you hurt my feelings, or if it's a playful way and I'm happy to express myself in any way, because consciousness is free to express itself in any way, but I'm not hurt. If I don't get the recognition, I will still be shaking my tail and quacking and ducking.